Hey, Fern. I'm wondering if you could hurry it up and get that divorce, please. I only have a little while left before I need to have things start happening, so let's go.
Excuse me? Who am I speaking to right now?
It's me, Jewel. I happen to be the cute little girlfriend of your CEO husband.
Do you have any clue that what you just said to me is very contradicting?
And what about what I said was contradicting to you?
Well, you just confessed to saying that you are going out with a married man right now, and you did so to his wife. You understand that's a big no-no to be going out with another woman's husband, don't you?
Well, I'm sure in your average case, that's true, but he and I are totally in love with one another, so this is a bit different. Not cheating in any way, right? So please don't compare me to those other nasty people that love to go out with married people.
Well, I'm sorry, but you are the exact same as those other nasty people. No matter what you try and think of yourself, you're going out with my husband, which means that you are in an affair with him.
Huh?
Also, the fact that you started texting me just to tell me right away that you want me to divorce him so that he can be all yours only furthers my thoughts that you might have something seriously wrong with your head.
Huh?
Well, if you're going to start getting upset over your own actions like that now, then go right ahead. But I'm not going to waste my time talking with you anymore. I have better things to do with myself, and that also means I've got better things to do with my husband as well.
Oh, so you are planning on leaving him then?
I've been aware of my husband cheating on me for some time now, and I was just getting around to wanting to find out who he might be with.
Well, aren't you happy to see that he's not going out with some scary old witch behind your back?
How old are you, Jewel?
Me? I'm 25 years old.
Oh, so you're the same age as me then.
What?
I happen to be 25 years old myself. There happens to be a 13-year gap between myself and my husband, and that's probably why most people think of me as a lot older than I really am. I'm sure that was the case for you too, right?
Huh? You're the same age as me?
Can you tell me when your birthday is?
In June.
I happen to have mine in September. So that means you happen to be the one just a bit older than me, right?
You're lying, right?
Well, it's not like that should really matter to either one of us, now should it? When it comes to you being the one that my husband's cheated on me with, age is not that important. Well, for the time being, I'm going to work on getting all the evidence of this little affair with my husband in order. And if need be, I'm going to get myself a lawyer.
A lawyer?
You shouldn't be surprised by any of this. I feel much better having a professional by my side as I go through the steps of divorce, especially when it has to do with my husband cheating on me.
Ah, I see.
Now, I'll give you a call or text when all of my things are in order on this end.
I didn't expect for things to go this far with you, or for you to make such a big deal out of it, but as long as you're still thinking about getting that divorce, then I'm all right with it.
I would like you to remember that I might be coming to you for more information later on, so please do not forget anything. Also, if you happen to try and do anything to mess with my evidence gathering or try to lie to me now about all of this, that is not going to end well for you, so please leave me alone.
As long as you're going to get that divorce, I'll let you do whatever you need to. Hey, are you still not divorced from him yet? You said that you were going to be searching for more evidence and all, but if it's going to take you this long, then I'll just give it to you. Can you please just hurry it up and get that divorce? Look, in 2 months, your husband is supposed to be holding his 10-year anniversary party for his company, right? When the time comes, I would like to be his new wife and have him show me around to all of his business partners. As for yourself, every day longer you spend with him wanting that divorce means that you will only feel worse and worse about yourself when the time really does come to leave him. I would really not like you going to that party instead of me, all right? If things came to that, then I might have to show up and embarrass you. So please, hurry up and leave him. I think I've figured it all out now. I know what the reason is for you not getting a divorce yet. You really want to stay in that spot as the CEO's wife, don't you? You're afraid that when I steal that life of being with your money-making CEO husband who happens to have everything you could ever ask for, you'll have no luck with another man as rich as him and will have to lay down and cry for the rest of your life, right? You would also have to give up your place in that really expensive penthouse where you're able to look down on everyone like ants and call them all trash. That's why you keep holding out on this divorce, right? But you're going to have to leave him. So you'd better make it now rather than later, all right? Please and thank you. Jeez, oh please. I understand that getting this divorce is going to be very difficult for you. But the longer you wait to do it, the worse the pain will feel, right? Also, the longer you make this take, the more and more money I'm going to be asking from you in the settlement, all right? Well, I guess if you really want to be paying more, then be my guest. How about this? How about I choose the day you have to be divorced from your husband by the end of this month? In other words, in another 10 days. That happens to be the day that I need to get out of the apartment I'm currently living in and want to move into that penthouse with your man. I'll be there in the morning of that day, and that will begin the life of me living with Jacob. So hurry this up. Divorce Jacob and get out of there. Hey, Fern. Jacob is telling me that you're the one whose name is on that penthouse. There is no way something like that is normal, right? I cannot believe what I'm hearing from him. I have no reason to. There's no way a housewife like you could have the money to pay for the monthly rent on a place as luxurious as that. Are you not embarrassed by making your husband lie about something like that? I'm sure some people think that they will get the place once the divorce happens as a part of the couple's properties being split, but that hasn't happened yet. And also, I want to live in that penthouse. I am not going to let you have the place. No way. You hurry up and leave, Jacob, and then get the heck out of there. Jacob just sent me a text letting me know something amazing. He said that this afternoon he's going to be bringing your guys' divorce papers to the courthouse and will be getting that divorce. You really have been a thorn in my side this whole time. But looky here. I get to leave my apartment today and move into that penthouse with him. So I need to get to work myself preparing all my things for the big move. So, see you never. Huh? Why the hell did you just kick Jacob out of that penthouse? I just got here from my old apartment with all my things ready to move into that place, and now I'm stuck out here? My, oh my. You're finally responding to me again, huh? The other day you and Jacob had a little chat, right? The penthouse that he and I had been living in for a while now is under my name. And I told you I know that that's a lie, so I have no reason to believe you. How the hell could a housewife like you ever be able to afford a place like that in this part of town? But here's the thing. I'm not a housewife at all. What? I'm not going to go into much detail, but when my father gave me his company, that allowed me to start working from my home. Also, this penthouse was given to me after my father had passed away, as it used to be his. So I have every right to the place and will not be losing it in the divorce. Huh? So in other words, even if you think I couldn't afford this place, it wouldn't matter as this place was given to me by my late father. Well, I'll have you give that place to me one way or another. There has to be a way to get it from you in the divorce. I already told you that this was the last day of my lease on the old apartment, right? So I am not letting you steal our home from us. Well, listen, Jewel, what did I just say to you? Huh? I said that I received this penthouse from my father when he passed away. And that was before I married Jacob even, so there's no way you're going to be able to get it from me in the divorce. So that means once this divorce is done with, my name will still be on the place. Are you kidding me? Nope. And that's why I've kicked Jacob out of here. No way. Also, the fact that the last day of your lease on that apartment has nothing to do with me.
It's not my fault that you made the mistake of thinking this place was Jacob's and went ahead and ended your lease on that place.
That's right. Hey, what about the settlement?
What are you talking about?
You know exactly what I'm talking about. You and Jacob got a divorce, so you pay me that settlement.
Are you okay?
I just said, when you get a divorce, you have to pay Jacob and I a settlement. I've heard that it's normal for someone like you to have to pay us $30,000, so that's what I'd like from you right now. And when it comes to the properties being split in this divorce, I'd like you to give us $500,000. Now hurry it up.
I'm sorry, but huh?
If you are able to give me all that right now, then we don't need a stupid penthouse. We can get ourselves a lovely home to start our new life together in. So hurry it up and give me that money so that I can buy a place for us.
I was planning on having my lawyer come and talk with you guys.
Ah, is that right? Well then, I'll go and ask that lawyer to hand me the paperwork for the settlement and properties that you owe both of us. Or better yet, you should get those from him.
I think you are totally confused. The ones that are going to have to pay off a settlement will be both you and Jacob.
Huh?
And when it comes to splitting our properties, that's not happening here.
Huh? What do you mean by that?
I'm the one that wants to ask you what you were going on about just then. How the hell did you think that you were going to get a settlement from me?
How? It should always be the woman getting the settlement, right? Pfft. That's why I'm saying I have the right to some money from you in the form of a settlement. You didn't even know about that?
Well, if that's what you're going to base your claim off of, I also happen to be a woman, so where's my settlement from you at?
What?
Let me explain what's happening this time. I am going to be getting a settlement from the two offenders that had an affair. One settlement will be from my husband who cheated on me, and the other settlement will be from his girlfriend, you. And the person's sex has no connection to any of this.
Are you serious? Then at least hand me that $500,000 that you're supposed to be giving us. Hurry up, please.
Are you perhaps talking about the amount of money I received from my father in his will after he had passed away?
I am. I heard all about that money from Jacob. So you're not going to get away with lying to me about how you don't have that kind of money or anything.
Well, Jewel, when it comes to anything that was given to me in my father's will, it will not become a part of any property splitting after a divorce. It's the same deal as my penthouse. I got it before I even started dating Jacob, so it's none of his to have.
What?
I'm sure that to the average person, or someone who just has never experienced a divorce before, some of this stuff would be hard to understand. But in your case, well, you're just a complete idiot about all of this. You happen to be the same age as me, but it's like I'm talking with a first grader or something here. How have you been able to live on your own for this long? Normally, I would just give up and block you over something like this, but you've shown to me that there really might be something medically wrong with you. I'm a little worried about what's happened to your head.
Huh? Wait a second. So all of that means I'm not going to be getting a settlement or $500,000 from you? And instead, I'm going to have to pay you a settlement?
That's what I've been saying here.
No freaking way!
Also, there is one other thing to add. I know that right now you're in shock after learning some of the most basic stuff, but I'd like you to prepare yourself.
For what?
That company that Jacob was the CEO of, it went bankrupt.
Bankrupt?
Well, his company was never that big and only had about 5 people working there. And after a few years, it was always underperforming in terms of profit. Recently, however, I think he started to date you and everything, and that led to him never going into work to try and help the company recover any. Instead, he just left his employees to try and figure things out while he was out with you somewhere. And, well, soon after that, the others started to get fed up with him not caring anymore, and all of them quit at the exact same time. Apparently, they all went and started their own company and took all the customers that Jacob had with them. And because of all that, Jacob's company went under for good.
What? Lies.
Jewel, you still happen to be working, right? When it comes to Jacob, he's going to have to pay me the settlement in one lump payment, and that will probably clear out all his savings. Then there's also the cost of his company going bankrupt, which has put him into loads of debt. So I'm thinking that for a little while, the two of you are going to have to rely on your income to live.
What the heck are you talking about? I never heard about any of this from him.
But you both happen to love one another very much, right? So even without any money, you both will be all right.
Oh, wait. I already left the job I had, though.
Oh?
I thought that I'd be going to live in that penthouse with a CEO and would never have to work in my life again.
I see.
And, well, now you're asking me to pay you a settlement as well. How? How am I going to be able to live when things like this are happening to me?
Well, why not start by looking for a new job and making an income again?
What?
That's about all I have left to say to you, Jewel. In a little bit here, I believe a lawyer will be arriving to talk with you, so I'll let them take it from here. Goodbye now.
No way! Wait, Fern! No. What is going on here?
Right after that, my lawyer had arrived to talk with both of those delinquents. Jewel began to freak out about the fact that she had ended the lease on her old apartment that day and would have nowhere to go. But the lawyer was able to see that after she had left her previous job, she had quite a bit of money in her accounts. And it was just enough to pay me the settlement I'd ask her for. And so I was able to get all that money in one large payment. In Jacob's case, he was able to pay me in one lump sum as well, using all the savings he had. But this would come at a major cost to him, as he was planning to use that money to pay for his failed business. I guess now he'll really be stuck having to take out even more loans in order to pay the other banks. And this might become one huge cycle of him getting a loan after loan to pay off other loans, unless he gets himself a real job again and brings in something. After that had all been taken care of and my lawyer was walking away from those two, they said that Jewel and Jacob started talking about splitting. They eventually did break up and are both back living with their parents right now. And while staying at their parents' houses, they both have been put to work making back all the money they will need to pay off debts and get out of the house. Just the other day, I had crossed paths with Jewel out on the town, and compared to the last time I saw her, she no longer looked like she was the same age as me. I'm thinking that the stress of all this has really gotten to her, and that she started to age at 3 times the rate I am. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story. Dad, today it looks like I'm going to be able to leave school early.
I knew that was going to happen. We have a hurricane approaching us after all, right? I've been tasked with choosing whether to leave work early or stay here and risk being trapped when the full force of the storm comes.
What? Are there actually people willing to stay there?
Well, this place is running 24/7 since it's a factory after all. So people can technically stay here as long as they need to. Some people here are saying they'll wait until the eye of the storm and then make a break for home, while others will just stay the whole time. Well, I'll probably choose to leave work today and come home before any of that, though.
I see. So you plan to be home for the rest of the day then?
Well, I'll be home by around 3 or 4 today, I think, as long as everything goes to plan.
Well then, I'll be home a little bit before you then today.
Ah, I see.
Have you called Mom about any of this yet?
I tried giving her a call just a second ago, but she never answered me.
I did the same thing, and she never answered me either. I wonder if she's out getting groceries right now, so that we have enough things during the worst of the storm.
I'm sure that's the case.
Well, I'm going to have lunch with my friends really quick before making my way home. See you later.
Alright. Make sure to have a safe trip home then.
Will do.
3 hours later.
Please, just pick up your phone. I need your help. Just reply to me or something, Dad.
What's going on with you, Sky? Are you hurt?
The house!
The house?
Right now, the house is on fire and I can't do anything about it.
What did you just say?
I wasn't able to get a hold of Mom either, so I had to call you over and over. Right now, the fire department is here and they're trying to put it out, but you need to come home now.
I don't know what to do or how all of this happened.
Alright, on my way now. 2 hours later. No answer. No answer. Are you alright? No answer. No answer. Where are you right now, Shelby?
Oh, hi, Logan. Aren't you supposed to still be at work? It's not good to slack off and try talking to me all day when you work at a factory like that.
Where are you right now?
Me? I've been off work all day since my part-time job is closed, so I'm just relaxing at home.
Huh?
I'm not really sure what you're going on about, but I have a fire going right now, so can we talk later?
You have a fire going?
I'm about to put the pot on the stove to fry some things up, so I was getting the stove nice and hot. We are going to be having corn dogs for dinner today, so I hope you'll be looking forward to those.
Listen.
Hmm?
Actually, I'm gonna be at work all night tonight. Right now, the hurricane has gotten really bad out there, and none of us here are gonna be able to go home. I'll be getting paid overtime and everything to keep working, but I won't be home until after the storm has passed.
Really? Is that so? Well, that means tonight it will just be Sky and me at the house.
No. Actually, she is planning on staying at one of her friends' houses. It's a lot closer to her school.
Oh? So they didn't get a half day of school today with the whole hurricane passing through? I thought they would have had the day off before it came so that she could make it home. And, she never told me about going to her friends.
Well, they still do have a half day, but she said they wanted to hang out a little after getting out, and, well, now the storm is too bad for her to leave their house. She told me she tried giving you a call about it earlier, but you never answered it. So she called me instead to ask if it was okay.
Oh, I see. You're right. Now that I'm looking at it, she was trying to call me earlier. Well then, that means the three of us will all be sleeping in different locations tonight.
That appears to be the case. Well, I'm gonna get back to work now, alright?
Sounds good. Good luck working an extra shift tonight.
Right after that. Sky, are you doing alright?
Yep, just before things started to get really bad outside, I made it over to Aunt May's house. She started to make some of my favorite snacks just a second ago, so I'm starting to calm down a bit after what I just had to see.
I see. I'm sorry to have to say this, but for a little while, I think you'll be staying with Aunt May. I've also talked with your school about what's happened, and it looks like they'll allow you to take a little while off to deal with what's at hand.
Oh, thank you. Where are you at then, Dad?
I'm at work, in the break room, taking some time to think. I talked with my manager, and he told me I could stay in the break room for a while, and take time to deal with what's happened, and even sleep now if I want.
I see. The whole house is gone now, right?
That's what it seems like.
I still haven't been able to get in touch with Mom at all.
I was able to text her just a little bit only a second ago.
Wait, really? Where the heck has she been all this time?
Well, about that. She told me she's at home right now.
Even now?
I really don't want to think about what all is going on with her, but... Well, I just told her that you would be staying at one of your friends' houses for the night. One that's closer to school than our house.
Okay.
I know you were probably hoping to hear that Mom was out shopping or something, but what I've just brought up probably left you with even more questions. Sorry, Sky. I'm sure you can catch a hint at what's going on here, and if you have, then I'm really, really sorry. I hope you don't mind me lying to her about your current situation.
I'll be fine, Dad. And honestly, Dad, I knew something was going on with Mom a while back, but never knew quite what it could be.
What?
Did you not notice anything strange about Mom when she was at home? I'm sure you've already started looking into what would be causing her to act all strange, right? Have a friend follow her or get someone to start an investigation?
Sky? Well, I plan on doing that now. I never really did notice anything wrong with Mom until now, but because of this, I'm talking with a detective as we speak. but due to the hurricane, they won't really be able to do much physically until it's over and everything goes back to normal. And, well, I've actually been wanting to wait on telling you about all of this until after I found some things. But I guess you already noticed something was up long before me.
Yeah, I guess I have then.
I'm sorry for hiding this from you, even though you already knew.
Dad, just make sure you don't get too worked up over what you might find, okay? And also, the most important thing is to not strain yourself too much trying to find the answer.
Alright. Thank you, Sky. The next morning.
Hey, you! Listen to me, Logan. What has happened here? House. What's happened to our house?
Shelby. Hello. Were you able to make it back to the house this morning alright?
This is the house. Our house. Is this what's left of it after burning down?
Yes. What you're seeing right now is all we have left of the house. Luckily, there was nobody that got injured or lost their life. But what the fire department told me is that with all the wind, and the fact that nobody was home to take care of the fire when it first started, the whole place was lost. Had it been any regular kind of day, the fire department could have at least saved half the house. But having to battle the fire with the winds the hurricane was bringing, there was not much they could do about it.
Huh? Oh, wait a second. When you and I were texting one another yesterday, the house was already gone?
Well, that's the case, Shelby. Sorry for texting you after the fire. I'd like to let you know that everything was lost in the fire. And I mean everything.
What? What are you talking about? I am shocked to see that the whole house got burnt down and is lost now with everything that was in it. Wait, where is Sky at? Is she all right?
I told you already that there were no casualties of any kind. So, she's fine. As of right now, I have her staying over at my little sister's house. For the time being. She's going to be going to school from that house, and we'll be calling it home.
Ah, I see. Well, that's good to hear. And what about you, Logan? Where are you at now?
I'm in my work's break room. I've been in here all night, trying to wait out the storm and working on resolving all my current issues.
I see. Well then, since this has happened to us, I assume it's all right for me to head over to your little sister's house as well and stay there. I'm sure you'll show up later as well, right?
Nope. I'm kindly asking that you do not go over to her house.
What? Why can't I go? My parents' house is very far from here, so I don't have anywhere else to go.
Tell me, Shelby. Where have you been all night?
Huh? After our house had burnt down, you said to me that you had the stove on and were planning to make corn dogs for dinner. No, that was something else.
What house were you at then? You told me you were at home all day because you didn't have to work.
I was actually over at my friend's house at the time, and that's kind of what I was talking about. There weren't any problems at the time.
Shelby, I know about how you were with one of your friend's husbands last night. I was informed by her that she had to go back to her parents' house for the week due to a death in the family, and would be taking the kids with her. She told me her husband was on a business trip, and that's why their house was empty of anyone when I went over there. I now know that you went to a hotel with her husband though last night, and that's where you both stayed. Originally, you had only planned on staying there during the day until before Sky and I got home. But, due to the hurricane, I told you I'd be staying the night at work, and Sky would be at her friend's house. And so you went ahead and extended your stay at the hotel with him after learning the news from me.
Wait, what are you...
And once the hurricane had passed, you aimed to be home just before I could get home from the factory. But when you made it home this morning, the house was in ashes, right? This is all I know of what happened so far, but you can probably agree that all of this is true.
No way. Why? How?
Sky had told me that she had noticed something was up with you for a while now, and I only realized that yesterday when the house was on fire and I spoke to you after. Because of that, I had an investigation started, but they couldn't get to work until after the storm. So, all night long I was doing loads of research.
You started a what?
An investigation. I needed to get some professional help with this.
What about my privacy, though?
You get no privacy when you start cheating on your own husband.
But...
Don't worry. Your friend has been made well aware of all of this as well.
Huh? What the hell are you doing?
As I told you, I wasn't the only one aware of you cheating. Sky has noticed something going on for a long time.
Really?
I know I'm not the most observant of people, so she must have gotten those genes from you or something. But she was right about what she was thinking, and was ready for a day like this.
You're kidding.
Sky has told me that if we get a divorce, she wants to come with me.
What? No way she'd do that to me. I'm not going to let you get custody of her.
Sky is not 17 years old, Shelby. She is about to be old enough to choose who she wants to call her parent, and who she doesn't want to. And it seems to me like you'll never be seeing her again in your life.
Really?
Sky is in pain right now. She is suffering from a very deep wound to her heart, and it will take a very long time to heal. Not only did she just lose the house that she grew up in all her life, but now she lost her mother in it as well. She noticed something was up with you, but never wanted to think it was because you were cheating on me. Yet, here we are now, at the worst outcome. And you think it's just her that's hurt by all of this? No. Right now, I'm on the verge of crying, and my heart is practically shattered. You've really done it this time, Shelby. I hope something like this doesn't scar Sky as badly as it may.
Logan!
If you still have an ounce of thought left for how she might be feeling right now, then you should know to never come around either one of us again.
Logan, she is my daughter as well, though. What about my friend? You all have to understand that what I did was just for the thrill.
You thought as a married woman, it was okay to get a thrill by having sex with another man at that hotel room while your house is on fire? I'm not even able to laugh at something like that.
This was never supposed to happen, though.
After that, a few days later, Shelby made her way over to my sister's house saying that she wanted to see her daughter. But without even letting her see where she was, Sky let out a huge scream saying that she hated Shelby, which nearly shattered the windows. When hearing that, Shelby knew that it was over, and gave up before leaving the property. As for the house, it appears the reason for the fire starting had to do with a cigarette butt that wasn't totally extinguished. And after some questionings from the police about it, it turns out that it was Shelby that had thrown the cigarette butt onto the carpet when her friend's husband arrived to take her to the hotel. Of course, she was fined by the city for this, and would later be sued by me for burning the house down. Along with suing her for that, I was also able to get a settlement from both her and her friend's husband in the divorce. After all of that had been settled, Shelby moved out of the city, and into a smaller town to the north, where she's found herself a new place to live all by herself, working a new job to pay off all the fines and settlements. When it comes to my daughter and I, we are able to move into housing provided by the company I'm working for. It'll be some time before we're both able to get back to the lives we like to call normal, but as long as we have one another, we both feel loved and safe. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
Tracy, hello. I know this is a little quick, but I have a favor to ask you. Hello, Dawn. Is this favor you have to ask has anything to do with using my yard? Then I'm going to have to say no again. What? You're always telling me no each and every time, and I'm getting tired of it. And that's because no matter how many times you've asked me, my answer has not changed. I'm just being upfront and honest with you about it so that we're not wasting one another's time any longer. You're being cold though. If you keep all that up, people are going to start calling you the boring and cold mom in town. Is that what you want? Do you have any idea what us other moms are already starting to call you amongst ourselves? What? They're calling you the Queen of Ice. Oh, is that so? If you don't want to be called that anymore, then let me use your yard. I just thought it would be the perfect place to have a barbecue party or something like that, as it beats all these crappy public parks. Actually, I was just assuming you guys were all calling me something worse, so I don't really care. And even if you were calling me something horrible, I still would not care. Huh? I'm not even friends with any of the moms you hang out with, Dawn, so I don't really mind what you all have to say about me. Huh? I've heard about you inviting other women over to your house to have coffee and tea out on your deck. And those are not other moms or anything. They would be my younger sister and her 2 kids. Huh? My little sister isn't too much younger than me, and her kids are around the same age as mine, so they come over often and have fun here. What? I had thought you were having other moms over to your house without me, but that doesn't seem to be the case then. Why can't you start inviting us over for a change? What makes us any different than your family there? Well, my family and your group of moms are quite different actually. They happen to respect me and my decision, and will never continue to pester me about my choices, even if they think I have no right being cold to them. Whatever. Just because you have that massive yard surrounding your house doesn't mean you're all that great of a person anyway. Are we done here yet? I'm still working at the moment, so I need to focus on that again. If you have anything else you'd like to talk about, let me hear it now. If not, then this is goodbye. Loser. I'm going to get into that yard of yours one way or another and do what I want with all of the other mom friends. I'll show you. Hiya, Tracy. This is about your yard again. No. What? Such a waste you are. But listen to this. I know about something that you might not like. What's that? I heard that you happen to work for the same company that my husband is working for. Oh, is that so? And when I compare my husband's age to your age, there is no doubt that my husband is higher up than you within that company. In other words, he's your boss, right? And if you're not going to listen to the wife of your boss like you have been, things might begin to get more troubling for you at your workplace. So, what are you going on about now, Dawn? I have never heard of any situation where someone like me would have to listen to my boss's wife. And I'll let you know right now that a company your husband and I are working for does not view the same thing you do. So please do not use neither your husband's position or mine in that way. Huh? As of right now, I'm not too sure what department your husband works for or what position he's in, so I'll have to take a look and see. But let me tell you right now that based off what I do know, it's better that you don't start pulling things like that with me. Huh? I'm not pulling anything with you. I think I have every right to, when my husband could get rid of you at any minute. Now you listen to me, Tracy. I think you're better off not talking to me like that ever again, unless you want to start crying over things I can make happen. I'm not so sure what else could happen if you fight back against me, but this is your warning, alright? Let me say this one more time. I am the wife of your boss, and you'll listen to every word I say. You are going to let me use your yard for one day. This is an order from me, so there is no going against this. Tracy, it seems that starting this evening, you're no longer going to be at home, right? According to some other people, your husband has something going on back at his parents' house, so you're all going. And you all won't be back until later tomorrow, right? That means your house is going to be empty for just one whole day. So in other words, this means you finally come around to listening to the wife of your boss and are going to let me come over there. I just happened to get a really nice grill from one of my friends that I plan to bring over. I'll set it up in your backyard, and then me and all my other mom friends are going to get together and have a proper barbecue party. So let me tell you once more, we are all going to be having a really nice barbecue out behind your house in the backyard, okay? Had you lent me your yard while you were in town, I would have let you come to this really nice barbecue where we'll be cooking up some really good ribs and a few porterhouse steaks as well. Well, it's too bad that you and your family won't be around for it. Anyway, we're all going to cook up all this amazing meat I have, and we're all going to eat it up without you. Tracy, listen, later on, can you make sure to give me $2,100? Turns out that I didn't get enough food for everyone to have, so we needed to go to a meat store in town and buy up some really high-grade stuff. So this will be the cost of that meat, and also the cost of some more liquor that we had to pick up in town as well. And of course, this liquor is all high-end stuff. One other thing, we're all going to be ordering pizza to be delivered. Along with that, we'll get some 2 liters of pop and other things to go along with the food like snacks for later. So with that all in mind, the cost will come around to $2,100. Since this barbecue is taking place at your place, you're going to have to cover the bill for all of it when you get back, okay? I've already planned on paying for all with my credit card, so after today, I'd like you to send me that money so I can pay it off. My God, just thinking about all the fun we're having here makes me want to do barbecues at other people's houses even more. Well, I'm going to get back to it and start putting some more steaks on the grill. Huh? What is this? Dawn? Are you freaking kidding me? Going and having a barbecue at my house like that? Well, if it isn't Tracy, I want to know where the hell you entered my yard from as well. I just came in through your front gate is all. Well, I guess I had to do with a little handiwork with the lock, which may have broken it. But that's all on you since you chose to put a dang lock on the neighborhood's public barbecue park. Were you all trying to hog it to yourself? I have not been hogging anything. I told you time and time again every time you asked that you could not use my yard for anything. Do you remember? I don't want to have to keep repeating myself about this. This was an order given to you by your boss's wife, which means saying no to me was never an option for you. And I told you that it's not normal for someone to think that just because their husband is the boss of someone else, they can make that someone else do anything they ask. Well, you'll get used to it over time. Now, just like I told you earlier, I'd like to have that $2,100 handed over to me tomorrow. I'm not paying you anything. Also, when it comes to cleaning up the mess we'll make, you can do that when you get home from your in-laws. I'll also leave you to clean up all the plates and cups, as well as the grill for me. You listen to me right now, Dawn. What is it? Do you have any idea whose yard you're having a barbecue at the moment? Huh? Why you know exactly whose yard this is? I shouldn't have to answer such a stupid question that for you, right? But I will. This yard happens to be my husband's employee's yard. Oh, for crying out loud. Really, I never wanted to play this card with any of the moms in the neighborhood, but you all have given me no other choice with all the crap you've been doing here. What the hell is going on in that head of yours? That happens to be the CEO's house. What? The CEO? Your husband happens to be a manager in the manufacturing department for the SLO, right? He is, but... Hey, what do you mean this house is the CEO's house? In other words, the CEO of SLO. That would be me, so there you go. Huh? If you're not going to believe me, then you can try asking your husband about me, or better yet, take a look at the company's webpage and scroll to the bottom to learn about me. I think you'll be able to learn the truth really quickly then. What? This is all a joke, right? You're telling me that you're the CEO for the company my husband works for? I'm going to be coming back to my house tonight. I received a call from a neighbor a little bit ago, and he told me that you all have been making so much noise that it's disturbing the whole neighborhood. He also told me he saw you all slamming shots to get drunk quickly. He also explained that a lot of the flower beds around my house have been trampled on by you guys. And when it comes to the koi pond I have, you all have been throwing your trash into it. He was planning on calling the police, thinking you were all kids vandalizing my house, but he wanted to check with me first. Tracy? When it comes to all of this, my husband, I will definitely be talking with him about it. You hold your horses there. If you don't want me talking with him about it, will you be able to cover all the damages to my property just by yourself? You happen to be a housewife, so when it comes to the money you get, it's all coming from your husband, right? The amount of money you'll be paying me will depend on the extent of the damages to my yard, as well as based on how much I'm upset by all this. Also, there's one other thing. What? Sirens? The police? My neighbor ended up calling the police after we talked. As I said, he had every right to since I wasn't home and didn't know enough about who was all behind this time. But I was just having so much fun throwing this whole barbecue. Why did this have to happen to me all of a sudden? My neighbor told me he had gotten home a couple of hours ago, and that whole time he had never noticed that my husband or I were not there. He had called me at first to tell me to quiet down, but when I told him I wasn't home, he said he should have known that sooner. After our talk and him explaining to me the situation of what's going on, he said he'd do something about it, and I told him to go right ahead. Well, anyway, there's no point in me explaining to you what happened anymore. Now, I'll hear from you later. Tracy! What the hell is this you wanting from me $10,000 for the damages to your yard? Are you sure you're not overcharging me? I also found out you told my husband about all of this. He's telling me we're getting a divorce now. Do something about all of this, please. The last time I ever had to work a job was back in high school, and that was just a part-time job. Having to get back out there and finding a job now at all times, there's no freaking way I can do that. Hey, Tracy? I'm asking you nicely to please not look away from this. $10,000? That amount of money. I just don't have that kind of money laying around. My husband even told me to hand it all by myself now, so I'm not being helped by anyone. Tracy! Why are you not freaking replying to me? You're not even reading any of these dang messages anymore either. Hello? I'm going to be divorced if you don't do something about this. Hey, help me to freak out. And don't charge me $10,000 for that party, okay? Listen to me, Tracy. The way my yard was left after the barbecue, well, it was downright awful. So in order to have some landscapers come in and fix everything for me, the price would be around $10,000. A few days after that party, the manager of the manufacturing department came to my house with $10,000 in cash and handed it to me before saying sorry for what his wife did. However, I really wanted that $10,000 to come from Dawn's sweat and tears so that she'd learn from it. A lot of people have told me to have some of the other moms there to pay up for the damages as well, but that will be sorted out later when they all have to go to court and face a judge for trespassing on my property. I'm going to assume some of them will get community service, and others will have to pay fines to whoever asks for them. My lawyer will be there as well representing me, so maybe I'll get even more money in settlements out of them all. As for Dawn herself, it doesn't seem like she's learned her lesson from all of this yet, and because of that, her husband was able to get the rights to his kid in the divorce, and all of them have left her. When all of this happened to her, I received one large text from her where she went all crazy saying all these slurs towards me and telling me how much she hates me. But when reading all of it, I thought to myself that I really have no more time for her, then I proceeded to block. And ever since that day, life at my home has really been quiet, and I have never run into Dawn or any of her annoying mom friends ever again. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought about the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
Ashley, this is about Liam, the guy you brought over the other day. Do you really plan on marrying a man like him out of everyone else? What? Well, he and I have already talked about wanting to get married, and I explained the same thing to you all. Remember how when I said I was bringing him over to the house, I said that this would be because he and I plan on marrying? I know that. I wasn't questioning that. But you haven't heard anything from him yet about how he's not interested in you, or you in him, leading to you guys no longer being engaged? Huh? Well, he might not want to really get married to you is all now. Would you please not talk about things like that when he and I are getting closer to our wedding? I was so happy to finally find a man that understands me the way I want to be understood. And you're going to talk about our relationship like that? And by the way, he would never just leave me for another woman like that at this time. I know. When both your dad and I met with him, we could tell he wasn't that kind of man. I'm not trying to talk badly about him or your guys' relationship, especially when he seems like a really decent man. Well, that better be the case. Then tell me, why are you asking questions like that and making it seem as though we would ever be calling off the engagement? Well, about all that, Ashley, I would like you to give Liam to Raina. Huh? Don't say huh to me like you can't hear or something. I really feel as though Raina and Liam would be a far better couple. That's why I'm wanting you to end your engagement with him right now, and then let Raina have him instead. Wait, We had a family meeting, and in that meeting we decided that Liam would be getting married to Raina, so you have no other option now. So starting today, Liam is Raina's fiancé. What the heck are you saying? I think your cute little sister is a far better match for someone like Liam, and I want them to get married. You are her older sister, and you want what's best for her, right? So you give Liam to her right now. Do you think Liam's going to be okay with something as ridiculous as this? Oh, well, I've never heard of there being a man on this planet who doesn't want to marry Raina. I mean, she's said to be the #1 most beautiful woman in this part of the state, right? In other words, this means he has no reason to stay with you over her. I have no idea what's gotten into you, Mom. No matter what you try and do, this marriage between Liam and Raina is going to happen. It's already been decided on. I'm going to talk with Liam right now about how I want him to leave you, so please do not get in the way of your little sister's love. And from now on, you are no longer to meet with Liam. Understand? Liam, has anyone from my family begun talking to you about anything yet? Anything that would really make you feel awkward about them?
Ah, Ashley, I was just about to text you asking about it.
So this means... so my mom has started to talk to you then?
Yeah, I was just getting a boatload of texts from your mom, and they're also, well, let's just say I never knew someone out of your family could act that way. She wants me to start going out with your little sister. I didn't know how to respond back to her text after she said all that to me, so I was planning on asking you about it first.
She just started with that?
I'm not blaming any of this on your Ashley, but this was all a little... I just don't know what to think about your parents now. Especially your mom.
I see. I guess she did end up getting your phone number back when you came over to their house the other day. I'm sorry, Liam. I was hoping I could warn you in some way before she got to you. Her and I were just texting one another about it, and she told me she was going to tell you about it. I'm so sorry.
Don't apologise for that.
Huh?
I told you that you're not to blame for this. And the only reason I was comfortable with giving your mom my number at the time is in case we ever needed to talk to one another about our marriage or the wedding. Had I known this would come from her, I would never have gave her my real number.
Just in case you need to talk to her?
Actually, when I came over to your house that day, your mom said to me that you had a cute little sister and that I should be marrying her instead of you. And then she told me that she'd get you to leave me so I could have my chance with her. And well, at the time, I thought she was just joking and wanted my number for when we got closer to the wedding and all that. But today, I realised that I was totally wrong about her, and she wasn't kidding. She actually thinks that I'd be willing to just leave you and go to your little sister instead. I've never even met your little sister in person, let alone talk to her. What if she's not even close to the type of woman I want to be with?
I see.
This is all just... Well, I never thought this could get so far out of hand. She didn't seem serious at the time, but now I realise that she has me in her trap. I guess I never had a fiancé before, and I've never gone to meet my fiancé's parents before talking about marriage, so I assumed something like that was a joke to lighten the mood. I would have never imagined she was being serious about it. What a way to change my views on life, when you and I are this close to being husband and wife.
I'm sorry.
You do not have to apologise to me, alright? I feel like I could just tell your mom no to all that right now, but for some reason I'm getting this feeling that a simple no won't be enough to stop her.
Yeah, you are totally right about that. When my little sister asks for something, or it's something my mom wants for her, there is nothing that'll stop them from getting it.
Seriously?
For the time being, you should just go find somewhere to hide.
Find somewhere to hide?
I'm sure that they'll be able to look up the address you live at, so you might want to find a place to lay low for a bit. They already know my address as well, so you might need to go find a friend or something to ask.
Then let me go ask one of my cousins if they'll let me stay at their place for a week or two.
Are you planning to ask your cousin from the next town over, who's in college now?
That's the one. I work freelance after all, so there's no need for me to worry about commuting to work or anything. And I'm sure I can give a good reason as to why I want to go stay with them for a while. And I don't think your mom or sister will ever be able to find me there.
That's true.
Alright, I'm going to ask right away. Ah, right. I'm almost done with my lease at my current apartment, so we could probably start moving my things out of it to prepare for the move.
That'll require a lot more work, though.
Don't worry about it. When I've got things handled, I'll get back in touch with you.
All right. Be careful, okay?
Ashley, I can see that you actually went through with the plan and broke up with Liam. I'm very happy that you listened to me. You have finally become the kind and thoughtful older sister Raina deserves to have.
What? What are you talking about? I have not broken up with Liam yet.
Huh? No way. You're still going on about how you want him to be your husband? Oh my God. There is something seriously wrong with you, isn't there? What are you doing? I'm not going to let you get away with stealing your little sister's happiness from her.
Wait, what are you talking about, Mom? Like, really? They haven't even met one another in person yet, so how would she know if she really likes him or not? Remember? That time when I brought Liam over to see you and Dad, Raina was out of the house and she never came home to see him.
I know, and their time to meet one another will come soon, but I know that when they meet, there will be no problems and things will continue on smoothly.
What? Continue smoothly? Or are they actually going to meet?
Back when Liam came over to our house with you, and after that, while he was walking home, your dad tailed him to find out where he's living.
Huh?
So I've had Raina go over there today, and she's going to meet with him right now.
Are you joking? You had Dad stalk him like that?
Well, you were never telling us where his address was then. We have to know what part of town he's in, considering he's going to be dating our little girl soon.
What the heck? You guys are all messed up.
Jeez, I'm glad I went ahead and messaged you today on a whim. Well, no matter what you have to say about it now, you're too late. I sent Raina over to his place, and I'm having her live with him now.
She's living with him?
I didn't want you thinking this was going on just yet, so I lied about her not meeting with him, but in reality, she's been over there for 3 days now. I can't believe things went so well for her that she's already being allowed to stay in his home.
Is that right?
That's right.
All right, then. I get it now. So you guys are no longer going to need $2,000 a month from me, right?
Huh? $2,000? What's that all about?
Oh, you didn't forget about that, did you? 7 years ago, the company that Dad had been working for went bankrupt, and it took him a while to find himself another job thereafter. But that new job happened to pay him a lot less than what he was making before, so you guys asked me to start sending you both $2,000 a month.
What? You've still been doing that for us?
Well, you guys never told me to stop that, so I've just kept on sending you guys the money. All right? To be honest, I thought that $2,000 was a lot to be giving you guys each month, but back then you had Raina going to college, and she also had a lot of costs that needed to be paid for as well, right? And since I'm making a decent amount of money myself, I thought it'd be fine to send that kind of money to you all, as it was for the family. But now that you are having your younger daughter leave the house and she'll be cared for by her soon-to-be husband, that must mean that you and Dad don't need my money anymore. Dad should be making pretty decent money by this point, so I see no need to send you the $2,000 each month anymore. So in other words, there is no point in me sending you a monthly allowance. Right?
Wait a second. Wait, we can go get Raina back right now.
Huh?
And you no longer have to leave Liam for us. So actually, can you please keep sending us that $2,000 every month?
What?
I'm going to talk with Raina right now, so please keep that money coming to us.
Liam, you going to your cousin's place and moving out of your apartment was a perfect move.
Huh? Did something happen then?
Apparently my dad followed you home after you came over to visit my parents that one time, and he found out where you were living.
Like he stalked me?
And, well, later on they had Raina go to that apartment to go and see you.
What the? That's terrifying.
And, well, my mom told me that Raina and you have started living with one another.
Huh? I'm not living with her at all, though.
Yeah, I know that. But if my mom thinks she's out living with you, then where is Raina gone? And what?
What's wrong? Do you have an idea?
I just got a notification saying that Raina tried calling me. It's rare for her to ever call me like that. And whenever I try talking to her, she never answers.
I'm sure it has to do with what's been going on here, so try calling her back.
I'll do that, I guess. Here we go. Ashley, we have no idea what happened to Raina or where she went. Do you have any idea? What? And also, Liam wasn't over at that apartment either. I thought that she was living in that place with Liam this whole time. Did they both run away from me? Well, you're half correct. What? But she's not with Liam right now. What? What do you mean by that? I heard about it from Raina herself. You knew that Raina had a boyfriend this whole time, right? Her boyfriend happens to work as a contractor, so you assumed that he wasn't making all too much money. So you tried to get in the way of those two and find a way to get them to break up so that you could have her go out with Liam. Well, that's... because if she had to marry some dirty contractor who's barely making any money, I'd feel so bad for her. And that's why you wanted her going out with my fiancé? I'm not going to let her go out with some nasty-looking hick from who knows where when Liam is a far better man. Well, listen to this, Mom. I happen to know where he's working as a contractor. The place happens to be known throughout the state as one of the best places to work with very good pay and benefits. What? And the CEO happens to be liked by pretty much all his workers. Of course, doing the work all of the workers have to do is hard on their bodies, but he makes sure everyone has good health insurance and that they get enough PTO each year to take time to relax themselves. I think that he's actually working for a really, really good company right now. But in your case, you never bothered to look up the company he's at and just chose to think he was poor. I never thought there'd be a company like that, though, for contractors. Had you just listened to Raina, you might have understood things better. But it's too late for that now. Too late? About Raina. When you told her to go to Liam's place and stay with him, she took that opportunity and ran back to her boyfriend's house and has been staying there. She ran to his place? They happen to be getting married now, too. Why do you know all of this stuff? Well, because yesterday I got a call from her and we spent all night talking with one another about what's been going on. I'm sure that you and Dad tried your best to get her to have the life you wanted her to have, and I was jealous at times about how much you cared about her, but not me. However, now I feel as though neither Raina or I was ever really cared for by you or Dad. And, well, last night I was finally able to hear about Raina's feelings as well. Ashley, about that $2,000, will you... Wait, are you serious? Now of all times? Well, look, your dad's income hasn't really gone up at all since he was first hired, and, the cost of living here. It's just the two of you now, so you should be more than capable of living there with Dad's income. But wait, you're not working at all, right? Me? Why are you surprised? This is your time to be a good wife and find yourself a job, right? As for Raina and I, we have both found ourselves amazing men to make our husbands. That means we are no longer going to be letting you into our lives, causing us all kinds of trouble. All right? A few days after that, my mom and dad got a divorce. My dad wasn't making a whole lot of money with his current job, and my mom didn't like that about him. But when he brought up the idea that she could get a job as well, she flipped out. Anyway, the way I found out that those two would be getting a divorce was right after I told them about how Raina and I would both be getting married. My mom apologized to me then and said she'd be leaving my dad for good. You might think that after this, my whole family fell apart, but right after my mom told us about the divorce, my dad, sister, and I started a group chat where we keep one another up to date on our lives. Now that Raina's married, she's asked us to come to her wedding in the next couple of months. And even said that Liam was invited too, so that means she can see him for the first time. But I had to make sure she knew not to have that wedding around my wedding because Liam and I are set to be wed in the next month. And just today we went to the courthouse and handed in our marriage forms. When it comes to my dad, he no longer has to support another adult on his income. And as a single man, he's actually making enough to support himself comfortably. He told us he plans on selling the house soon and using that money to move into a smaller house where he won't have to clean as much of it. As for my mom herself, she didn't have any parents to go back to, and all of her brothers and sisters lived too far away and weren't that close to her to begin with. Out of all the stages in her life, she's learning how hard it is to live on your own in her late 60s. She has a job of her own now, but it's only enough to afford her a one-bedroom apartment and a little bit of food each week. And since she's now living life like the poor, she spends all day and night in her room, crying and crying and crying.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.